The soldier suddenly realized with horror that the enemy was taking down his comrades one after another. As a combat medic, he could only hide to the side, helplessly watching his teammates fall. Just then, a cry for help rang out in the distance, coming from a surviving comrade. Shocked, the man carefully peeked his head out to observe the enemy's movements. Confirming they were still some distance away, he quickly dropped to the ground and crawled over to his comrade. To keep him from being discovered, the medic covered his teammate with dirt. When the enemy closed in, there was no time to run. Thinking fast, he pulled the body over himself and stayed perfectly still. The enemies walked by, their boots crunching on the ground. The two men barely dared to breathe. Suddenly, one enemy turned around, kicked the corpse covering the man, and stabbed it without hesitation. Finding nothing suspicious, he turned and walked away. Once the coast was clear, the medic pushed the body aside and quickly dug his comrade out of the dirt. Facing enemies still searching for survivors, the man continued to risk his life rescuing people on the battlefield. But just then, the enemy spotted him and opened fire fiercely. In the nick of time, the man scrambled into a tunnel. However, the enemy threw a grenade inside. Lucky for him, he quickly found cover and escaped harm again. Yet the tunnel was already occupied by enemies, forcing him to keep hiding. He suddenly came across a wounded enemy soldier. Instead of turning away, he gestured for silence and treated the man's wound as best he could. The soldier looked at him in disbelief. When night fell, the man climbed out of the tunnel again. Instead of fleeing the battlefield, he kept carrying wounded comrades to safety one after another. He never stopped, even as his hands became covered in cuts and bruises. He prayed constantly.
Let me get one more.
Soon, the man found his injured commander and a new recruit. He escorted the recruit to safety first, then returned for the commander only to find enemies emerging from the smoke. The man took his rifle, wrapped it in canvas to make a simple stretcher, and pulled the commander as he ran for his life. The commander fired back to hold off the enemy behind them. Reaching a cliff, he tied a rope around the commander and lowered him down first. The next second, the enemy was right on their heels. The man quickly tied the rope around himself, but not before grabbing another wounded soldier to take with him. He was an extraordinary hero. He never fired a single shot, yet saved 75 injured soldiers. This is a true story from World War II. Let us honor him.